a wooden harpoon, a live bait, in exchange for a 600-pound bluefin tuna. The business is a safe bet. If the fish is good enough, then the acquirers will rush to buy. The resulting income could feed a family of 5 for a year. Definitely an angler's dream fish. It's the best time of the season. The ocean is at high tide. There will also be more tuna than usual. That's where Macia sees hope. They finished second last season, trying to take advantage of this opportunity to win first place this season. Last year's tuna season champion. It's this weird uncle with a bad face. Even though the whole market did not fare well last year, not making enough money, but he bought a brand new boat anyway, with a good deputy. The pressure of the economy kept him down. You have to catch a decent amount of tuna to ease this miserable life. When the two are busy with everything in the cockpit health, Paul's probe found 2 tuna. The fishing rod is also stirring. Doug found it when he grabbed the fishing rod. This tuna put up a little light resistance. Thought it was a little fish, but with Doug pulling, that negates what I just said. This tuna down here is a big one. It's estimated to be over 2 meters. The more Doug thought about it, the more excited he became. The speed of the hand is increasing. But when they saw the tuna, found the fish uncatchable because it didn't reach the government's 5'5" limit, even infinitely close to this size. You catch this tuna and you go to jail. The two dare not test this line. This fish has to be released. It's very quiet on the Hot Tuna now. Tim and Michael are sleeping in. It was as if OTT had just woken up in a daze. Only the most passionate Jarrett, doing a pre-fishing check. Make sure every place is safe. After everyone gets up, Jarrett made an announcement. I was ready to be a father. We're going to start selling diapers and milk powder. That's not good news for everyone on board. The representative will give him more money later. How else would Jarrett raise a child? You can't go home with those overflowing mackerel. If you think about it, that might work. Some of the guys on the fat tuna found a lot of biological activity. Looks like we can catch tuna today. Is a very cost-effective thing. Want to win this year? Try to fish in places like this to catch enough tuna to sell. Make up for last season's deficit. Watching the whales leap out of the water. The probe spotted tuna 100 feet down. They're about to get a fish, while several men waited anxiously on the deck. That's when the fishing rod buckled. The line also flew 200 meters in a short time. This is clearly a big fish. When John was still fishing, the fishing rod suddenly bounced back. The tuna seems to have broken free from the line. If the rod hadn't stayed bent, a few people actually thought the tuna had run away. This made John feel cheated. So they started recycling fishing line without regard to the consequences. John fought for half an hour. The tuna is showing signs of weakness. The fighting time is up to an hour to bring the tuna to the surface. Although this fish doesn't want to rise to the surface. But facing John's tugging and Manny's spear, I still can't make any other changes. A spear stuck in your body means the end of your life. This tuna is still fighting back. Even if they tied the rope to the tail, still trying to fight back. Too bad that doesn't change anything. All work together to pull the tuna to the deck. The fish was measured at 2.4 m. It's a tuna that meets government fishing regulations. Several people cannot wait to return to the port. The hard goods number has now changed the current fishing point. They didn't find anything in the last place, not even a sign of a whale. So they changed the current fishing spot. I hope I can find something here. Jason just released two weights of mackerel into the ocean. The two waited for a few minutes. The detector beeps. According to the display, there are 2 tuna. Joe was shot before he knew it. Jason sensed something was wrong when he took over the rod. I'm pretty sure it was a fish. I don't know if it's tuna. As Jason continues to recycle his fishing line, confirmed it was a shark. Jason just ripped the line, so as not to be delayed more time. The appearance of the shark made Marcia decide to change the fishing spot. If you keep letting the sharks get into trouble, they won't have to fish anymore. Paul and they returned to the port to sell. Paul spent $1,800 on the trip. I'm hoping this tuna will fetch a high price. After removing the useless parts, tuna weighs 260 pounds 117 kilograms. Next comes the crucial fish quality check. Rick looked at the fish head. Indicates that the color is red core, is good. Just too little fat. After hearing this, Paul made a decision against his ancestors. He called out Dad to Rick. But it doesn't help, does it? The buyer offered only $15 a pound. Made a few people $3,900. The tuna net is in a perfect position right now. The surrounding sea was calm. Several of them had to lie dead on the boat, regretting today's decision. What do you think will happen if you go to Chatham? Instead of lying here in a heap? Then the detector made a noise. Sandro went out at once. The fishing rod also bent in front of him. They got rid of their decadence in an instant. Actively respond to tuna resistance. Dave's been without a fish for a long time. Now I see Tuna happy to get straight to it, trying to pull the fish to the boat all by himself. As the top angler in these waters, he handled it very well. It soon pulls the tuna to the surface. Tuna still has strength to resist Dave's tugging all the way down to the surface. The battle came an hour and a half later. Dave still can't bring the tuna to the surface. In view of this situation, the energetic Sandro played, the tuna that Dave consumed for so long. Clearly no match for Sandro now, can only obediently rise to the surface. Dave, after seeing the tuna, he stuck his spear on it. The tuna is still struggling, trying to save his dying life. Facing these three big guys on the boat, still can't make a difference. They're taking advantage of the fact that the tuna needs to cool down. Passed on the news of his catch. Jack was so jealous. He was mocking me yesterday. Now Dave's got the fish on deck. The tuna was measured at 2 meters. It's bigger than they thought. OTT, captain of the Hot Tuna. I'm in a bad mood now. Nothing on the water around here. Whether or not we catch tuna today. Dave arrived at the port. Because this is the first fish of the season. Dave wants this tuna to be good. That's how you make a lot of money. The final fish weighed 379 pounds, 117 kilograms. The color of the tuna is not very good. There is not much distribution of fat. The key core is fine. It has beautiful color and transparency. This can raise the price. The buyer ended up paying $13 a pound. Dave was a little sad about the price though, but he knew that the meat of the fish was not good. I can still accept the final payment of $4,927. Captain Spotty of the Moonshine, after learning that two had already caught tuna. Look at your comm detector. It feels like the universe has treated him unfairly. How come everyone else can catch tuna? Not if you choose a position that good. Spotty had a big goal today. Now he felt no need to say, I changed my goal to just catch the fish before Tyler does. Not to lose face in front of the younger generation. So he replaced the bait with squid. I hope this living creature can bring him fat tuna. Spotty threw the bait into the ocean. The probe found tuna, and he bit right into the fishing rod. Ryan picked up the pole and moved to the back of the boat. Fight with a wider position. About them getting the fish. And Tyler, who was not far away. He didn't say a blessing. Instead, he's got a mouthful of filthy, dirty words. Too bad Ryan couldn't hear me while he was working. I'd have to walk the fish in front of Tyler. Direct ridicule in the face. After a long battle, the tuna have yet to appear on the surface. They had a problem. A float appeared on the fishing line. If you don't pay attention, the wire will be cut. Vaughn pulls the float away with a pole. Then he threw it away. When Ryan was ready to take on tuna, the float is at the fishing line again. This made several people laugh angrily. How could there be something so insistent? Fortunately, it hasn't caused any problems, right? Vaughn solved the problem again. Ryan pulls the tuna to the surface. Don't just jump out of the water. It means victory is coming. Soon the tuna was pulled to the boat. After Spotty put the harpoon in, bright red color also appeared on the surface of the water. The two skillfully control the tuna and tie it to a rope. They managed to get their second fish of the year. Spotty's 3 moves. It was all seen by the voyeur Tyler. This made Ben relaxed, and he immediately became nervous. I'm about to lose my #1 spot. I think it's to keep Tyler from getting upset. A tuna sprang from the sea at the stern. and bit into the fishing rod next to it. That's a nice touch of tuna. You're offering to comfort people. And Marissa lived up to her expectations. Grab the rod and reel in like crazy. Want to settle this fight in a short time. It's just that they were in a little bit of a hurry. Both sides just ripped the wire. The sight of the battle surprised Vaughn. I didn't think it would happen again. Their tuna also cooled down. A few men pulled the tuna into the boat. Measured a body size of 236-inch. It's a fat little guy who meets government arrest guidelines. They returned to the port when evening came, selling their big fat fish. After getting rid of the useless stuff, the net weight is 305 pounds, 138 kilograms. That's a nice fat little fish. Finally, the crucial meat inspection. The fish looks pretty good. Has a transparent core. It's just the color and the fat. It's a big drag on the overall value. I can only give the price to $12. $3,660 for the old man. Don't look at a few people acting very happy. In fact, I am not satisfied with the reward. I can only sell tuna to this cheapskate. As the next day came, the time flies is being showered by Jack. You don't get a lot of free rain like this. If the rain gets any heavier, the ship will capsize. It's too small to clean. It's the only size you can save money on. While Jack was still talking about the benefits of the rain, the fishing rod is then patronized by tuna. Good thing Nick was watching. Otherwise, it's 100 miles in a few seconds. I'm going to pull the line and I'm going to pull the rod. After moving the rod to the bow, the two men began to divide the labor. Jack's up front fighting tuna. Nick's in the bridge, steering the boat. Provide a good output environment for Jack. After a little confrontation for a dozen minutes, Jack sensed the time was right. Have Nick bring the spear gun to the bow and prepare it. Soon the tuna came to the surface. But two people at this time found the fish a little small. Looks like it's only about 5 feet. It's strange that such a small fish fights so hard. After the tuna was re-released, their faces were marked with sorrow. I thought I'd get home from the rain. For now, we have to stay on the surface. The Hot Tuna's deck is still empty. They've been at this fishing spot for 24 hours. I didn't see anything except the people on board. Oh, and those puppies. OTT decided to look at another fishing spot. If I can save this bad day. It's a special day on hard goods today. It's Marcia's nephew Jason's birthday. According to the usual experience. As long as Jason's on the boat for his birthday, I'm sure we can catch tuna today. But there's one thing he needs to celebrate. This is not a joke, okay? It really is that metaphysical. I'm kind of wondering why myself. After giving Jason a balloon that said happy birthday, that's when the probe actually went off. There's a tuna. When Marcia broke the news to them, the fishing rod was also bitten by tuna. After Jason grabbed the fishing rod, turns out this tuna is a monster. Carbon fiber fishing rods are bent like this. He screamed in excitement. This birthday tuna must be caught on board. The high intensity of the confrontation still got Jason defeated. After Joe took over the fishing rod, he showed his great skill. He's just a little weak. It didn't take long to get Marcia started. This uncle is also very give face to pull a few times. Let's get Jason back on the bench. The battle time came to 40 minutes. The tuna came to the surface. It's a big fish that meets government regulations. As Marcia picked up her harpoon and stood aside, looking for an opportunity, the tuna takes the initiative and comes to the surface. Uncle certainly won't miss the opportunity. When a few men hold the tuna to the side of the boat, he immediately tied the rope around the fish's tail. Look at this giant tuna. Jason shamelessly told Marcia he wanted a raise today. After the tuna has cooled in the water for half an hour, several men pulled the fish into the boat. The shock of the tuna hitting the deck. The three men looked forward to the weight of the fish. The tuna was measured at 2.36 meters. They decided to return to the port to sell. Don't brag about your current income to others. After they appeared in front of the buyer, the tuna was also pulled to the warehouse. Get rid of the useless parts. The final fish weighed 337 pounds, 152 kilograms. It's a beautiful birthday tuna. Next comes the crucial meat quality. This determines the final payment. It also determines whether Jason gets paid more. The buyer observed for a while and said, This fish is by far the best available on the market. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of fat in the core. It's just not the right color. But the effect is not huge. The final price was $19 a pound. Let them make $6,403. It's the best pay yet. But Marcia is a stingy old man. I just wanted to buy Jason dinner. This year's tuna season is nearly a week old. Most captains have had different results. There were 2 captains who didn't catch any tuna. Hope to see their fish in the back. Well, that's all for this program. Give it a thumbs up, and let's look forward to the next episode.